Welcome to Talk a Good Game. It's just finished. Aston Villa 1, West Ham United 1. Well done, Graham Potter, and well done to the players involved. I enjoyed that. The second half, especially, I thoroughly enjoyed it. Much deserved point, a good point. I would have taken a point before the game. And in the end, I think we were really unlucky not to go on and snatch all three, to be honest with you. I think the first half, they were the better team. In the second half, I thought we were the much better team than them, to be honest with you. And we can come away with that proud and feeling a little bit unlucky not to get all 3 points. I thought that second half was brilliant. I thought it was very entertaining. I thought all the players gave 100%. I enjoyed it. I didn't want the full-time whistle to go, to be honest with you. And we've got to put context into this, which is we've got no striker, one centre-back. It's a very patched-up team up against a very... I say good Aston Villa, you know, the last 5 games after Champions League games, they failed to win. So they obviously do struggle with that aspect of it. But I don't really care. Look at their bench. Emery didn't have to play the team he played today. He could have started Duran up front. He could have started Malin. He could have freshened the side up if he wished to. I enjoyed that. You know what? I'm feeling happy. And I know people say, it's a bit embarrassing celebrating a draw away to Aston Villa. Don't really care. I enjoyed it. It was fun. It was fun. Lots of positive performances from West Ham players as well. Anyway, let's get discussing it. If you're new to the channel, please do subscribe and please drop a like on the video as well by clicking thumbs up. Let's get 1,000 likes, please. Helps out the video, helps out the channel, makes me happy, and hopefully we can have a Fulham win to make me even happier tonight as well. And well done, Graham Potter. But the first 7 minutes was pretty crap, weren't it? we weren't very good at the start of the game. It was all Aston Villa bar a long throw for West Ham, but they came out. They were all over us. We couldn't get out. I say our half. We couldn't get out our 18-yard box. We couldn't get our 18-yarder. We were struggling to clear it. It would come straight back. When we did get it up the pitch, all it meant was that we would create lots of space for Villa to then cut through our midfield. And even though it was only 7 minutes in, it felt like the goal was coming and that Aston Villa deserved to go 1-0 up. Ramsey scored the goal for it. Bit of a difficult one. Tom Souček's obviously following Ramsey and he passes him on to Soufal, who's too slow and I guess too weak. But it's a very difficult one for Vladimir Soufal. I think Souček passes him over way too late. By the time Souček tells Soufal to take Ramsey is already at top speed. He's got the momentum. Soufal is facing away from the goal, having to turn from a standpoint and run to try and catch Ramsey. He's never going to manage it. It's great play by Watkins, great play by Ramsey. But I think Thomas Souček was just a little bit slow passing them on. But at the same time, I think Soufal should be better at reading that play. He should see Ramsey coming at him at full speed and moving without being told to by Thomas Souček. So I think it was just bad defending from us. Soufal was just too slow, too weak. I think a lot of people, including myself, had concerns with Soufal in a back three. Now, I think he actually did okay for the second half, and I think as the first half went on, he got better in that role. But certainly for the first 15, 20 minutes, I thought he was really struggling, and you know they benefited from that. Aston Villa going 1-0 up. We continued to struggle for a little period after that, but I felt like the scrappier the game went on, the more it suited us in the first half. I think when the game was quite calm and Villa got the ball down, they were able to cut through our midfield quite simple. Rodgers was picking the ball up in that middle of the park quite easily and quite often. Creswell was done by Rodgers for pace, which, again, unsurprising. And Villa had a few half chances. Ollie Watkins with a big opportunity with a header and put that just wide. But we were getting the ball wide and we were getting the ball in the box. And obviously, Mings going off injured, and I'm ignoring the referee thing on purpose. We'll deal with him at the end of the video. Mings went off injured, which put Dean centre-back. That was only going to benefit us. They also only had one centre-back at this point. Dean playing central next to Konsa. And I was a bit disappointed we didn't try and take advantage of that more often. I feel like in the second half we tried to, but in the first half I thought we were still a little bit scrappy. I thought it was a scrappy end, but we were getting back into it. And Villa were looking a little bit rattled. The referee had absolutely no control of that game whatsoever. But I do think it was benefiting us more than Aston Villa at this point, truth be told. Anyway, into the second half, and we came out and I thought we were looking good for it. I feel like we calmed down a little bit. I thought the players were more organised. I thought tactically it was working. We were getting the ball wide. We're getting plenty of crosses into that box, and Villa weren't liking it. The back post ball was on before Emerson got his goal. There was a couple of long balls in there. The one that Emerson knocked back to Paqueta, and it just unfortunately bounces off his standing foot before he hit it with his right foot and it shanked it wide. But I was enjoying the second half. We were just cranking the pressure up a little bit. We were starting to move the ball about a little bit better. And I felt like we had a plan. We were sticking to it. And by the time we got the equaliser, I think we deserved it. I think we were really good value for our money in the second half. And we were all over Villa. They made their substitutions. Malin and Duran coming on. I'll be honest with you, I was a bit worried. I thought, I don't want to see this because I felt like I knew what was going to go on and occur. But it didn't bother us. Nothing really changed. Personnel changed. Malin had a snapshot on the edge of the box, easily saved by Areola. But we were still the better team. And just before we did our subs, Emerson gets his goal. Edson Alvarez, lovely little ball into the back post, actually. Great cross in from Alvarez. Fantastic header by Emerson. 1-1, and we deserved it. And I think when you look at our starting 11, it's a bit of, well, where's the creativity going to come from? Where's the goals going to come from? And I think we overcame that by just getting the ball wide and getting crosses in. Sufal was backing Wan-Bissaka up. Creswell was backing Emerson up. I'm not going to lie, it was making me really nervous in the first half. At times, you could see Creswell overlap Emerson. The ball would go over to the right-hand side and Sufal would overlap Wan-Bissaka. You thought, hang on a minute, is Kilman the only player on the halfway line, one-on-one defending against Ollie Watkins? But that's what we did for the duration of the game. It was bold, it was brave, risky, but it paid off massively. I thought they were really struggling with our width, and then they were struggling with our crosses as well. I thought Potter, I thought Potter had Emery's number, actually, especially in the second half. I think tactically, there was only one winner in the dugout or up in the stands watching, but there was only one winner, and that was our man today. I thought Potter got it bang on. Listen, if you asked me after 15, 20 minutes, I would have said the opposite, because I thought Sufal and Creswell had been exposed more than once and they were really struggling. But for whatever reason, it sort of just stopped. I didn't feel like we did much different, but the threat from Aston Villa just ceased to exist. And in the second half, Creswell and Sufal were still there, but very rarely was I too worried about their lack of pace. I thought we managed the game well. I thought they read the game well, those two players individually, and they were getting forward a lot. But when Villa broke, they were back defending. They were back where they should be. I thought those two, I think there was some really, really good players. There was a couple of great players from West Ham. We'll get into individual performers. But I do think Sufal and Creswell today, I was really worried about them. After 15 minutes, I was terrified. But as the game went on, I think them two had a really important role in regards to just reading the game and making sure that positionally they were spot on, because if they got it wrong, we get punished. And I never felt they did once. The few occasions Villa broke, I thought they were where they should be. And I think Kilman had a big role in that too. I thought he had a really good game today. Fantastic tackle on, was it Rodgers in the first half? I think it looked like he was going through, and bang, he came in at the back from behind him. Fantastic block on the 18-yarder. 1-0 Villa at this point. Superb last block tackle. Thought he could have done a bit better for that one. Duran slid and had the shot, but you could argue he read the play well, knowing that Duran wasn't getting a clean strike out. But I thought Kilman had a really, really good performance. And I think he'd had a couple of iffy games prior to this one, but I thought he was back at his best today. You could suggest it was maybe because Mavropanos wasn't next to him, and I think that would be a fair argument. But Kilman, well done. But as the game went on, I thought we were going to nick it. And I know we scored, but Souček's a mile offside. I don't blame him for it. It's at the end of the game. And when Andy Irving went to strike that ball, I thought, go on, son. Go on, Iron Brew Iniesta. Come on, do it. You were a bit of a meme because West Ham signed you and didn't announce you. You just turned up in pre-season. Go get a winner in a Premier League game for us. It wasn't to be, but I liked it. I absolutely enjoyed that second half. Everything was good about it. And I was watching it thinking, if we had better players, or we had new players, or just players back from injury, I feel confident we would have won that game. I do. Had we had Jared Bowen, just Jared Bowen available, I think we win that game. Because listen, Ings came on and worked hard, right? This isn't a dig at Danny Ings, but the reality is Danny Ings was playing as number 10 when he came on. He came on to replace Carlos Soler, and he was playing off Paqueta, and he did well. He did his bit. Went close with an effort. But if we had Bowen instead of Danny Ings to bring on for that last 15, 20 minutes of the game, I think we go on and win that game. Well done, West Ham. Well done, Graham Potter. I'm very, very happy. Really happy. Individual performers, there was two that stood out for me in a West Ham shirt. Paqueta Wan-Bissaka, coming into this game, I was convinced I would prefer Wan-Bissaka as a right centre-back rather than a right wing-back. I might have to reevaluate my stance on that one. I thought he was excellent, full of energy down that right-hand side. He started with Dean as a left-back, who I think was having a great season. And then he had Ian Matson, who I think is really good in going forward. And I thought Wan-Bissaka coped with both of them on his own. I thought Wan-Bissaka took them both. Got involved going forward as well, but I thought he was just fantastic. But my man of the match for West Ham is Lucas Paqueta. I thought he was really good. I thought he was really, really good. I thought he had the skill, he had the flair with him today. He had the hold-up play. I thought he was a right pain in the arse for Aston Villa. There was the Luka Dean incident. I'm saving up all the referee stuff because some people don't like referee discussions. So I'm going to do it in a bundle. But Lucas Paqueta is going to get my sort of hammer of the match today. I think in the 4 games so far under Graham Potter, I think he's possibly been our best player collectively in all 4 games, our most consistent one, which is pleasing because I thought he was crap under Lopetegui and I thought he was off the boy over quite some time towards the end of David Moyes' tenure as well. So to see him back at his best over a few games now, I'm really pleased because he did it at Man City and you thought, right, okay, well, it's because we're playing Man City. Let's see you do it more often. But yeah, I'm pleased with what I'm seeing from Paqueta recently. Playing as like a makeshift number 9 as well. Won't be his position under Graham Potter long term. I'm very confident he'll drop back into that number 10 we've seen at Villa Park a couple of weeks ago. But well done. Well done, Lucas Paqueta. More of that, please. Obviously pulled up with an injury at the end, which is a bit concerning. But I know it was offside, but Paqueta didn't know that, right? He might have suspected it. But that at the end, they were just dribbling it around to put it in the back there. Oh, I loved it. I loved it. Loved it. Right then, 1-1. Big point for West Ham. I'm pleased with it. Actually, you know what? I'm not going to play down and pretend I'm not happy. I am happy with that point. I'm feeling really positive. I thought tactically there was a lot to like. I thought we were organised. I thought you could clearly see what Graham Potter wants to do. And it's just a case of changing personnel, whether that's players that we already have but unavailable or bringing new players into the club in the summer. It won't be the January. We might bring in a striker and a centre-back on loan. I don't think we're going to make significant signings, but it buys us time to identify them. I'm quite excited, actually. That second half today was really good. Villa are no mugs. We did good. And then Villa fans will, I think, be disappointed with their team's performance and suggest it was fatigue. I don't really care. I'm still happy. Well done. Right then. Referee time. But before I do that, if you don't like the referee talk, now's time for you to leave. But before you do go, please do drop a like on it by clicking the thumbs up button. And I'm going to go live tomorrow at 5 p.m. Normally I do it at 9 a.m. because it's Monday. 5 p.m. tomorrow, we'll go live on this channel. No, 6 p.m. We're going to go live on this channel and we'll do the debrief where we discuss all the action from today. And I'll be interacting with the live chat. So pop back. Referee time. He was terrible. Was this geezer on Make-A-Wish or something like that? And he wanted to be a referee because that was horrendous. Villa fans will complain about him as well, and rightly so, because there were some decisions he made for Villa. I'll say it. Edson Alvarez should have been sent off, right? Not the one on John McGinn. I don't think that was a second booking. But that foul he did on Kamara, I thought it was a yellow card. When he did it, I thought, oh, here he goes. He's away, gets sent off. And the referee let him away with it. So for the interest of balance, I think we got away with one. But let's start with Tyrone Mings catching the ball. I don't care if he's injured, right? I don't care. The rules of the game are there to be applied by the referee. That's his job. His job is to make sure that the game sticks to the laws of the match. It's not up to him to pick and choose as to when to apply them. The guy caught the ball in midair when Kudus was past him. Now, I understand he was injured. I understand he went off. And I understand that booking would have done diddly squat. But it's not the point. The referee decided he wasn't going to apply the laws of football to the most blatant yellow card you'll ever see in your life. And the minute you do that, the minute you start to ignore the laws of the game, you're setting yourself up to fail, really. Then how are you going to do it for the rest of it? How's those players on the pitch supposed to look up to you and respect you if you're just willing to ignore it? But it wasn't just that. The Luka Dean red elbow, that's a red card for me. Is it soft? Yes. Did Paqueta make a meal of it? Yes. Did it break his ribs? No. But it's still intentional. He still wings his elbow out. Well, wings it. He still elbows Paqueta. I don't care if there's a lot of contact or not. It's still intentional. And I think that is a red card. But the VAR just said, well, there's not enough contact. All right. What? So if you swing at players, if you don't, and this goes in line with what they've done in the past. I will say this, they're consistent with it. They're just consistently shite because João Pedro did it, didn't he? Can't recall who it was. Brentford is coming to my head. When he swung his arm back, red card all day long, but because he didn't make contact, I said, oh, we'll just ignore it. It's ridiculous. I thought that was a red card for Luka Dean because swinging your shoulder, your elbow back. Then it all started happening because then Souček's at it, Matson's at it. The referee just lost control. Then right at the end there, another handball by Villa. He just let it go. But it was similar to what Alvarez did when he got booked. Honestly, baffling. I thought that referee was absolutely crap today for both teams. I thought he was crap for both teams. He was horrendous. Peter Banks, I think it was. Anyway. There's my rant. Just thought he was terrible. I don't mind a bit of physicality, by the way, but just within the letter of the law. Not sure that was. Anyway, I'm going to disappear. Thank you very much for joining me. Get involved in the comments below and let me know what you think of the game. I am feeling positive. Don't know if that does anything to the table. It puts a little bit of distance, more distance between us and the relegation battle. I've been adamant for quite some time. We're not in a relegation battle, and we won't be in a relegation battle. Southampton are gone. Then I still think Leicester go, but the relegation battle is now Leicester, Ipswich, Wolves, and Tottenham. That's your 4 teams in the relegation battle. Us and Everton, I think, are out of it. It's a good Sunday. Good point. Well done, West Ham. Let's go get a bloody striker, please, because if we had one today, we might have just got 3 points. Catch you in a bit.